What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and I want to welcome you to today's Lunch and Learn. Hope you're having a fabulous and productive week and that you are looking forward to the weekend with anticipation because weekends are fun. Weekends are amazing, and lots of times we get together with family and friends. I hope you are on the way to a great weekend. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I encounter a lot when I'm dealing with people who want to become coaches. A lot of times, you have a lot of areas of expertise that you could see yourself coaching somebody or helping somebody to get a result in. Maybe you are a musical artist and you also have some knowledge of things about getting fit and in the health space. And you're thinking, should I help people with my music and that particular talent? Or should I help people with the work that I do in the health space? Maybe there's some fitness expertise that you have, or maybe you are a financial person and you know how to help people get their credit and their finances under control in a brief amount of time. And then you also have something that you can do to help people with relationships. Maybe everybody comes to you for help with their relationships, and you have some systems that you have developed over time that help people. And so you're stuck in the place where you're like, I don't know what to do. These two things don't necessarily seem like they go together, but I don't know which one to do. And sometimes the lack of being able to make a decision can keep you just as stuck as not knowing what your options are to begin with. So maybe you have gotten to the place where you know, okay, I want to be a coach. I want to help people. I want to train. I want to speak. I want to write. I want to do all these things that a coach is able to do, that you just don't know what area to focus on. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because there's really a quick and simple way or approach that you can use to deciding which of a multitude of coaching offers is right for you. And the first thing that you have to do is you have to make sure that you are looking at your areas of expertise in terms of the offer, right? An offer is something that obviously you offer to somebody else where you are giving them something. In this case, you're going to be helping your clients to get a result in their life, to alleviate some type of pain, to get them to a better position in life, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their finances, or whether it's in their interpersonal relationships. An offer is always framed from the perspective of the individual who needs the help, right? So it's not about, oh, I'm a health guru, I'm going to be a coach. Well, nobody cares what you are. Only thing people care about is what's in it for them, right? They want to know how what you're doing is going to help them. And so that's what you need to lead with. So as you're thinking about all of these different areas of expertise that you have to first take time to frame each of them in terms of an offer, which means what is the major problem that you're going to solve with that area of expertise. So let's say that you are a fitness expert. Not saying that you went to school for it or got certified by some organization. It's just that you're in great shape and you have figured out what works for you, and you can help other people figure out what works for them. Even with that, the problem that they have is not that they need a fitness routine. The fitness routine is what's going to help them to get to solve the real problem. The real problem is maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they're trying to reverse some type of a chronic condition. There's many types of problems that getting fit could solve. You have to figure out what specific problem it is that you want to solve, what dilemma people are struggling with that you want to solve. And a lot of times that's the first place that people need to go, actually every time, before you start thinking about, I have all these options. Because what might actually happen in the process of figuring out, okay, what specific issue do I want to help people with? You might find that your different areas that you thought were not connected actually are connected, right? But first thing you need to do is identify which problem you solve in each of your areas of expertise. So let's say you're the financial person. Maybe you specifically are good at helping people who are dealing with either the potential or the reality of a tax audit. Maybe you used to work for the IRS and you know exactly what they need to do to prepare, what they need to do to make sure they don't end up going to prison, make sure they have all their ducks in a row. Maybe that's something you do. Maybe you do that in your day life, and then you've got the fitness thing on the side. There might be a way to tie them together. There might not be, but you need to figure out what problems specifically you solve. You're not just a tax accountant. You help people avoid IRS audits, or you help people get on a budget and stick with it, or you help them get out of debt in 6 months. Whatever that is, it needs to be addressed or expressed, from the perspective of the person who you would be coaching. Then you also have to look at, once you figure out what problem that you can solve with each of your areas of expertise that you're looking at, then you need to figure out what the market wants. Now, if you are solving a major issue that clearly creates a crisis in somebody's life, if they don't have help, such as dealing with a tax audit situation, nobody wants that. Nobody wants those headaches, right? If you're dealing with something like that, it's obvious that there are people out there that are going to want your help. That doesn't take a lot of research. All you got to do is just recognize that a lot of people get in trouble with their taxes, unintentional or intentional tax evasion, or whatever that is. Things that they do, they don't even realize that they're doing, that's going to get them in trouble. You already know there's an issue, and you already know that there's a market for it. You just have to figure out who exactly needs the help, when they need it, and where they are. But then there's sometimes a problem that you might be able to solve that is not something that the market is clamoring for. Because as you want to build a coaching business, you want to build it with based on something that's going to have a more widespread appeal. Doesn't mean that you have to have millions and millions of people who have that problem. Because again, you're only going to be working with a small cluster of people at one time in your high ticket group coaching program. So you don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right? You might end up, even after years of doing what you do as a coach, having only impacted a few thousand people or several hundred people, but you got them, help them get the results that they wanted. Remember, especially in the premium price coaching space, it's not about numbers. I just need all these people. It's about being selective. It's about being able to actually get an outcome and charging what you're worth to get people out of pain. So when you're looking at your offers, you want to make sure that it's something, though, that the market is clamoring for. Again, not saying it has to be millions of people, but it has to be something that is a real hotbed issue. It has to be something that is a real pain point. And I'll give you an example. I mean, even in the beauty industry, let's say you're a makeup artist and you're in the beauty profession. There are some real bleeding neck problems with people who need help with their beauty. They might just think, oh, I just need to look good for this event, or I just need to get my hair together. But there are some real issues when a woman or a man doesn't like the way they look. Maybe you're a stylist. That's another one. And you might think, I don't have a bleeding neck problem. People just want to look good. There's a reason why people want to look good. When they don't feel good about themselves, they don't carry themselves with confidence. When they don't carry themselves with confidence, they don't get chosen for the jobs that they want. The person who gets the job, who gets the promotion, who gets the leadership role is the one who can carry that, who can speak up for themselves and carry themselves with confidence. And when a person feels frumpy, or when they feel ugly, or when they feel just like they're not good enough because of how they look, and you can solve that problem for them, that has financial implications right there, because now they can earn more money. Studies have shown that people who are less attractive, people who are overweight, people who are disabled, unfortunately, earn less. There are a lot of things that happen to people from a financial standpoint, from an income potential standpoint, based on appearance, and it's not right. But that's where a lot of people are. And if you, as a stylist, as a makeup artist, can help people to step into the best version of themselves, so they can go in and own the boardroom, own the interview space, or wherever they're going, they can make more money. That's a real issue. If you're making half the money you could be making, that's just one of many examples of how something that may not seem like it has a bleeding neck component to it, bleeding neck meaning serious and severe, it actually does when you get beneath it. So you got to go away from the surface, right? You can't just say, oh, I'm a makeup artist. Oh, nobody's going to pay me to be a high ticket coach. Yes, they will. Because you're not just giving them a face of makeup. You can't be there every moment of every day of their lives, right? You're only there when they're in your chair. What can you do to convert what you do into some kind of a confidence building experience that helps people to step into their best selves? That's an example of something that you can do to make it something that the market wants. Not everybody thinks they need a stylist, but when you can show them that by not having the right style or carrying themselves in the right way, they're missing out on relationships. There's people they won't ask out, so therefore they're not going to get in a relationship. Therefore, they're not going to be able to marry the person they would like to because they don't think they can get them. But if you help them with their confidence, maybe it's not just their appearance, maybe it's some mindset stuff you know how to do as well, then they can get the person. That has real implications. Being able to connect with the person that you are meant to be with or that you want to be with in life is important to people. And they can act like it's not, but really deep down they know it is. And that's where your expertise comes in, where you're going to identify and help them to realize what they're missing out on because they have not taken a step, because they have not acted on needing your expertise to get them out of where they are. So figuring out what the market wants by looking beneath the surface of your areas of expertise. Don't just look at what you do, but look at what happens when you don't do what it is you do for people. What do they experience? That's what you have to look at. And this is, again, about being able to choose which coaching offer is the best, because you might look at one of the offers and say, that doesn't really have a major problem that enough people are going to want, or that enough people are going to feel passionately enough about solving. But this other one does. This is about choosing between two or more options that you have, because once you get unstuck on your choice of what area of expertise you're going to focus on, now you can start coaching. Okay. The next thing you need to look at is, what's your assignment in life? Some people call it purpose. What would you love to do? Because we don't want you just using an area of expertise to become a coach just because you know it. You know that skill set like the back of your hand, but you may love, or you may know it, but you don't love it. Like it may be something you do at your job right now, and you could do it on your own in your own business, but you don't want to. You're trying to leave your job and go out on your own to avoid doing that work. So if you don't love it, if you don't want to talk to people about it all day, every day, then don't choose that offer for your coaching business. Now, I'm going to say that even as I say, do what you love, I'm also going to say you need to pick the offer that you have the most experience with. What happens when you're making the choice about the best decision for you? Sometimes there are pros and cons on both sides, and that's okay. You might be dating two people at the same time, and there's good things about both, and there's things that annoy you about both persons. Ultimately, you have to pick one of them at some point, and it's not that the other person is going to be complete trash when you pick the one. It's not going to be because they're perfect. You're just going to pick the best out of everything. Same with this. Even as you're looking at the thing you have the most experience with, it might not be what you love. And as you look at the thing that you love to do and you know something about, it may not be the thing you have the most experience with. You have to balance those two things and figure out what's best for you overall. There could be something you don't have a lot of experience with, but you have a lot of knowledge of it. So you've never actually put your knowledge to work for anybody but yourself, or even not for yourself, but you know a lot about it, and you can turn it into something that could really be a blessing to people. Or maybe it's something that you do have a lot of experience with, but it's something that you don't love. Let that thing go. Or maybe it's something you do have a lot of experience with doing, but never in the coaching space, but you want to pursue it further. You have to kind of look at it and balance it out. Again, not only looking at what your assignment is and what you love to do, but also, again, the thing you have the most experience with and what the market wants, and it has to solve a major problem. Because you have to look at it both from your perspective and from the client's. The problem related to your offer is from the client's perspective, but you also want to create a business that thrills you, that delights you every day. I don't want you going out on your own as an entrepreneur doing something that you hate. You're already doing that at your job, even if it's a different area of expertise. I don't want you to create a coaching business just because, well, I know a lot about that. Let me just go out here, because then you would have just created a job that you own that's going to burn you out. You need to be working in something that gives you energy, not takes away your energy, that excites you, not gives you feelings of dread, because there's already enough challenges in entrepreneurship as it is. You don't need to add a layer to that by doing something that you really don't like, or that has a lot of components that you don't like, or that you're really not good at. Because in the beginning, at least, you're going to be doing everything in your business. And as you delegate things out, some of that will be relieved for you. But ultimately, you have to be able to do all the things. And if there's a bunch of stuff in your business because of the area of expertise that you chose that you hate doing, that's going to be a problem, because it's going to create resistance to actually doing the thing that could potentially create the wealth and freedom that you're looking for. all of these pieces have to come together. The marketability, the fact that it actually solves a problem that the market cares about, that it's something that you love to do and it's a part of your assignment in life, and that you have experience with, whether knowledge experience or actual hands-on experience. And then finally, you need to look at what's going to get the client the best results. All of this stuff tied together. Once you do have a client, are you going to be able to get them the best results in this thing? Sometimes you may know something, but you can't help people get results. Sometimes you're experienced with something and you can't get people results. I tell people this all the time. I play the piano. People always ask me, well, do you give lessons? And I'm like, no. There's a difference between giving lessons in something, or being able to give lessons in something, and knowing how to do it yourself. Now, am I a teacher? Am I a trainer? Yes. Could I give people lessons? Absolutely. But is that what I love to do? Is that my purpose? Is that my assignment? Do I love it? Does it take my energy away, or does it give me energy? When I look at it that way, no, I'm not meant to be a piano teacher, even though I could do it. I've been playing for 40 years. But no. No. And you need to look honestly at it as well. Could I get a piano student their best results? No, because I don't even want to be doing that. You have to be honest about it. You have to be honest about how you would show up to do that particular coaching offer. You have to ask yourself and be very honest. Don't try to chase the money. Don't say, well, shoot, if I get paid enough, I'll do it. We're not operating in that space anymore. That's a job mentality. And sometimes it's a hustle mentality, but you don't want to be hustling the rest of your life. Hustling is work. You want to create something that moves you with ease and grace and flows. Doesn't mean you will never have times when you do have to do difficult tasks or operate in I hate to say work hard, but I guess that's what I'm going to say. There are going to be times when you work hard, but the overall feeling of your business should not be this grit. I'm just going to push myself and go through it. I'm going to make myself do it. Who wants to do that? You keep doing that at your job. You want to create something that's a better experience. And it's not automatically better just because you go out on your own. If you don't create an environment out there in your own business that is conducive to freedom and peace, okay? Don't assume that just starting your own business is going to be automatically better than working for somebody else if you don't set your business up the right way to create freedom for you, peace, ease, and grace. The other piece of advice or tactic I would tell you when you're trying to choose between multiple coaching offers is that you might, like I said, after you do all of this thinking that we just talked about, you might be able to tie more than one of your offers together. Or maybe I shouldn't say offers, but one or more of your areas of expertise could be combined together. And this is where you get creative under one offer. Maybe there's two things that you're good at, but this one over here wins because you can get the best results. People out here are wanting a solution here, but you can add aspects from this area of expertise into it. You could add, like, I'm just going to use the fitness and music example. Maybe some of your music can be used in your fitness offer because people like to work out to music. You know, that's just something off the dome. Just thinking there's ways you can combine the things that you love and that you're good at without thinking that each of them has to be the focus of a coaching offer. The other thing is you could, if you have two options that are just like you really want to do them both, but you can't think of a creative way to connect them together, is to, yes, do them both, but start one at a time. Just flip a coin and say, in my first go round, I'm going to focus on this offer. The other one I will do after I get this one under my belt in about 18 months. Or a year. What you might find is once you've tried the thing out and you're focused only on that, you may find that you don't love it as much. You may find that you can't get the results that you thought you could get. You may find that it's not the problem that you want to solve, and then the other one's waiting for you. So don't think because you make a decision in the early days that that's it. You can do whatever you want to because it's your business. It's literally your coaching universe. Focus on one at a time or tie them both together. The bottom line is there's no such thing as failure as long as you keep moving forward. As long as you are still moving yourself towards having that total freedom as a coach by choosing and moving forward. Make a decision and act. You will never be failing. You may find that after you do something for a while, you want to pivot. I'm on the third iteration of my coaching universe. I've coached in two other spots. It wasn't for me. And now I'm moving on to another space. It doesn't mean I have failed. It just means I pivoted. You don't have to do the same thing for the rest of your life. Don't feel like if you change that's giving up. Changing and giving up are two different things. You can pivot and shift. The only way you give up is if you go back to your cubicle prison because you thought you didn't have what it takes. But as long as you continue to move forward, you're never failing. If you have to pivot 10 times, if you try some things 10 times and they don't work, that's fine. As long as you keep moving forward. Okay. So we've talked about the quickest way to choose between multiple coaching offers is that choose what the market wants, choose what solves a major problem, do what you love or what's a part of your assignment in life, choose what you have the most experience with, and choose where you can get clients the best results overall. Tie a couple things together if you want to, or do them one at a time, starting one. And then once you get that one up and rolling and solid, do another one. Really, there's no right or wrong way. When you have a lot of options, that's actually a good thing. But what you don't want to do and what will make it a bad thing is if you let the choosing or the indecision, not the choosing, but the lack of choosing or indecision keep you stuck. It doesn't take 3 months to figure out what kind of coach you want to be. It doesn't take 3 weeks. It don't even need to take 3 days. To decide is an action word. It means you cut away other options. And in this case, you cut them away, at least for the temporary. Make a decision and move forward. Make a decision and move forward. Sometimes people are afraid to make decisions because they know it takes away all the excuses. It takes away all of the barriers that you're putting up on yourself, and it becomes real when you make a decision and you have to move forward. So sometimes we are tempted to stay stuck with, I'm not sure which one's the best. Well, if you're still saying that 3 weeks from now, it's not about not knowing what's the best. You just don't want to make a decision. But I don't want you to get stuck in indecision. I want you to choose a coaching offer and then get some expert help to know how to build the business the way you want it to be. It's a lot of technical stuff to run a virtual business. It's a lot of mentality and attitude and mindset stuff to run a business. You got to figure out how to find the people who are going to work with you or who you're going to work with, and how to attract them to you, how to deliver on a premium price coaching experience that's going to get them the results that they want and that's going to help you to reach your income and your freedom goals quickly. It takes a lot. I do these lunch and learns every day. And no matter how much I say, there's always more to know because there's a lot to it. And it evolves over the course of weeks, not just days, weeks or months. It might even take you a year or so to get to where you want to go. It doesn't have to, but it could. But it starts with you making a decision. Choose your offer. And then I want to invite you to book a call with me. This is going to be a free call, a free breakthrough call where you can get on the phone with me at the time you select, and we're going to go through what you're looking at, what you want, what you think is stopping you from getting it, and what's going to happen if you don't get it. It's that simple. I'm here to facilitate decisions. Do you want your dream? What do you think is keeping you from having your dream, such as not being able to choose? And then what will happen in your life and what won't happen that you are trying to avoid if you don't have your dream, if you don't move forward. Go to melaniehunter.com/chat to grab your spot on my calendar. It's a free call. We'll be on the call for about 45 minutes, give or take, but it's going to be the most valuable call you've ever had on your business, starting a coaching business. It's not easy. People think all they got to do is just do some YouTube videos or just tell everybody I'm a coach and the people are going to come flooding in. It does not work like that. And if I had not gotten a coach in the beginning of my coaching journey, I would have quit because I couldn't have figured out all the stuff that I learned from my coach. It was worth every dime I invested to work with him. And you, as a person who will be attracting clients into your world, need to first start out by being an example of the type of client you want. Invest in yourself so that you can help other people to invest in themselves, and everybody's going to win. But it starts with us getting on the call together. Melanie Hunter, that's Melanie with 2 L's, hunter.com/chat. MELLANIE hunter.com/chat. Grab your spot on my calendar. Fill out the application that pops up afterwards. It's super important that you do that part because we have to prepare for your call. And when we get on the phone, we're going to help you to get to a place of decision. Are you ready to move forward now or not? I'm not looking for people that are looking for free information or curious. This call is all about you. I'm not giving out information. I'm helping you to understand where you are and whether you are ready to move out of the trap that you're in right now and into your better life. So again, MelanieHunter.com/chat. That's where you can book your free call with me right now. If you are ready, a Black woman who is ready to build your own coaching empire based on the skill set and knowledge that you already have. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to working with you if we're fit to work together. And I look forward to watching you explode into your dreams. But it starts with a decision. Book your call and we'll talk soon. I'll be back next time for another Lunch and Learn. Until then, stay blessed and be safe.